All right, but let's dive into this. It is Monday, April 15th, Money Monday, and I have finished my trade 1-for-1 on the day. Now, with that being said, guys, on my small account challenge, what am I? Total so far, I am 3-for-4. But on my one loss, I did not stick to the strategy. I didn't stick to the strategy. And guess what? That loss actually took away all my gains. And today was just me battling back to get back to that even point. So how much did I make today? I made $199. Let me feel good about myself. Wrap it up to $200. But what I could see right here, this is my P&L. Again, I made $199. And what's the craziest thing about this, guys? What is so wild, which no matter how many times I trade, it just blows my mind more and more, is that I made $199 in the matter of 2 minutes. I got in at 9:49. I got out at 9:51. Literally 2 minutes. You can go ahead and wrap up your day and go enjoy life. And that's one of the most beautiful things about stock trading, right? Yes, I was here because, I have to do research and I have to study these patterns and study these plays. But I made my profit today in 2 minutes. And that's, such an amazing thing. And you might be saying, well, Dek, $199, that's not too much, is it? Well, again, 199, let's times that by 5 for 5 days of the week. That's $995. Let's times that by 4 for 4 weeks in a month. That's $3,980. And let's times that by 12 for 12 months in a year. That's $47,000. $47,760. So if you just go with $199 every day, working 2 minutes, you could be making an extra $47,000 a year, right? If you're, again, staying consistent and you guys are, staying on top of it. Now, some of you guys aren't even full-time traders. But, just doing this part-time, that's like a full-time salary for some people. So, you could see how quickly you guys can make money in the stock market. As always, this is from TD Ameritrade. This is from Thinkorswim. Just want to make sure you guys could see this. Here's my account number up top. Always want to let you guys know this is real money I'm trading with. Not like, again, a whole bunch of people out there who run a whole bunch of chat services that are never showing P&Ls. And on top of that, what are they doing? They're paper trading. And that's why they don't show you anything from their actual broker. So I want to make sure that you guys are seeing this and showing you guys this. So important to me. My entry on this was in right at 68.69 cents, and I got out at 73.74 cents. Had a total of 4,000 shares. I market ordered in, I market ordered out, and I was able to make $199. Okay, so let's go over it. Let's talk about this play. About why did I play FLKS? All right, well, FLKS did go on this beautiful morning spike, as you guys can see right here. Very nice spike, very nice rip, very nice run. Now, I wasn't even in on the 57-cent move all the way up to 72 cents. I was in right here from 68 cents up towards, again, 75, 76, where it ran up to a high of the day. Now, let's break this down. FLKS, why is this stock on our watch list today? Well, this has been a stock on our watch list for the past 2 days now, or past week now. Stocks to watch for a potential breakout. As you guys know, this is our Dekmar Trades morning newsletter filled with awesome information. So you guys get this every day. And again, all our members are getting these. If you guys don't get these, of course, and you guys are a member, make sure you guys hit me up. I'll be happy to add you. So what we have right here is stocks to watch for a potential breakout. Great chart setups. FLKS. Number 2 right here. So what was so great about this play? What is so great about this chart setup? What's so great about this chart setup, guys, is that we have a top resistance line going across the top of the board right here, 200-day moving average. What we have is a bottom 13 EMA coming down and squeezing this play right here. Now, what does that lead us to, guys? If we have a 200-day moving average coming across the top, woo, we have a 13 EMA coming across the bottom, woo, and we have the stock right in the middle. Right, so we have the stock kind of coming right in the middle right here. It's squeezing, starting to build a higher lows. What's happening? The stock is getting tighter and tighter and tighter and squeezing until it starts breaking out to the upside. In stock trading, we look for U-shaped patterns. We look for triangle patterns because triangle patterns squeeze a stock until you get a breakout to the top side, right? So again, we look for U-shapes and we look for triangles a lot of times. Right here, here's a great triangle. So we have a 13 EMA squeeze. 200-day moving average right at the top. We have a previous spike 55 cents all the way up to 150. A previous spike shows us that the stock has spiking potential. If someone is, again, an amazing basketball player, how do you know this? Because you know from their past performances. right? And you know, hey, LeBron James is going to be playing great tonight, most likely. He's going to start tonight. Why? Because he's, known to be one of the greatest because of his past performance. If we find FLKS has never spiked before, do we want to play that stock? Most likely not, because it's never spiked before. So what would make it spike now? We want to find stocks that have spiked, that have ripped, have gone on big time plays, because that's what it could do in the future, right? Now, with that being said, guys, what else do you see? FLKS has 13 EMA, 15 moving average squeeze, but we also have what? We have a higher low pattern, right? Higher lows and our top resistance, right at that 200-day moving average. That's a great sign, right? We got some higher lows right here. This is a great sign that we're going to be able to see a breakout coming up in the near future, right? FLKS low on the RSI, higher lows, squeeze pattern, boom. Now, does FLKS have any sort of news? It does not, right? And which is a reason why it didn't really get too much hype right at the start. Today's the 15th. Last news was the 5th. Last filing was on the 26th, right? So, with that being said, guys, FLKS wasn't really the main attraction at the start of the day, right? What was the main attraction? FCSC. And FCFC, this was the main attraction because this was the only stock with actual decent news in pre-market today. Again, I wake up every single morning and I saw this right when I woke up. This came out, I believe, at 6:30 a.m., right? FCSC, I put that in. FCSC right here. What do we have? April 15th, 6:30 in the morning, announces a collaboration with Castle Creek Pharmaceuticals, right? What's one of our key words that we like to look for in this, which would be partnership, right? Partnership, a synonym for partnership is going to be collaboration, right? Two companies working together. What else do we see? We receive $135 million, including $30 million to be upfront payment. That's awesome. So what do we have right here? Two words, two star words right here. Receives, right? So FCSC went on a beautiful rip from 6:30 in the morning, right? 6:30 in the morning, went from 235, spiked all the way up towards around 325. About $1 spike right there. Absolutely awesome. Now, I didn't pull the trigger on FCSC because I was waiting for something a little bit better. And the reason FCSC ran so well is because nothing else came out. So FCFC, this is a nice, slow and steady climber, 9 million in float. So it's not a super low float, which could have helped to just be a more of a steady, slow little climber right here. And guess what happened? At the start of the day, we got a nice pop up towards around 325. Now, with that being said, guys, why 325? Why 325, 330? Well, let's look at the past chart history pattern right here. Past chart history pattern, we can see that this play ran right up towards, again, this 330 mark. So 330 right here on March 20th. March 20th, we spiked right up to 330, and we couldn't break that line. So guess where people are probably going to start selling it off today? Right around 330, because they think, oh, wow, 330 is a tough area where this thing hasn't been able to break in the past. And guess what? May not be able to break, currently in the present. And a lot of people start selling it off right at that 330 mark. So we look back at old history. How high has the stock gone? Again, right here, guys, right here at 330, bada boom, right there. And that's where we know that we're going to be seeing some selling at the same exact area. So FCSC ran up to its high, and then it starts coming back on down, right? It starts coming back on down a little bit. It's trying to hold on up. It's trying to hold on up right here above this VWAP, but notice what happens. At 950, we get a little bit of red. At 951, we get our biggest red candle of our day, right? Look at this. Biggest red candle of our day, 951, and then it goes all the way down to 952. And I'm probably just going to throw in this lesson right here. This is going to be a little bit of a longer recap right here. And I'm going to talk about something that's very important. And this is going to be what I like to call mob shifting, guys. Now, we've gone into lessons before in the past, right? We've gone into lessons where I've talked about what the mob is. The mob just stands for the majority of buyers. And we know the majority of buyers in the stock market are going to end up being losers. They are the ones that are chasing any play that moves, right? And probably when you first started to trade, guess what? You probably were part of the mob where you saw a stock running and moving and you just bought into it because it was moving on up. You see a stock, starting to climb a little bit. You get so excited. Oh, it's time to make money. And you buy in on it because it's moving on up. But what do you realize? Oh, I'm going to end up losing. I'm going to end up losing. I'm going to end up losing. And you just kept, your account is just getting smaller and smaller and smaller because you're chasing plays. You're buying just what everyone else is buying just because it's moving on up. And you're not really thinking for yourself, right? The majority of people in the stock market are going to lose, right? Because they don't study. because they don't put in any work. They got fantasy and dreams of driving exotic cars and living in mansions on the water, and with that happening within like their first week of trading. They're again completely what I like to call fantasy traders. They're here to say, oh wow, I saw something on social media that a guy has a nice car. I want a nice car. Oh, I got to study for this. I got to put in work. Nah, I'll just buy what everyone else is buying. And guess what? That's when you end up being part of the mob, where you start buying and following everyone else, and you just end up buying at the top. You need to understand what the mob is. You need to understand where the mob's going to play, and then you need to be one step ahead of the mob. So how are we one step ahead of the mob? Well, we are one step ahead of the mob by knowing A, that we're not part of the mob, and B, again, what the mob's going to be doing. How do we know what the mob's going to do? Is they are going to follow very simple chart, fundamentals, right? Why don't I play the OTC market? The OTC market is usually filled with people who have no idea how to trade whatsoever at all, right? So the OTC market is filled with traders that have no idea how to trade. Now, why do I say that? Because the majority of people who play OTC stocks are playing what? Stocks that are 10 cents, 5 cents, stocks less than a penny, sub-penny. Now, who is usually playing those plays? Usually people who are playing those plays are people who open up, realize they don't have enough money to trade regular stocks, and they go down the OTC world. Oh, I want to be a stock trader. Oh, I only have $500. I only have $1,000. I only have $200. And they go play stocks that they can afford more shares on. But guess what? They've never studied. They've never, learned any of the fundamentals. They don't know the rules. So they're just buying left and right. They're selling, they're dropping, they're pumping, it's dumping, right? The stocks that we play, guys, move for what reason? And every stock. People move stocks. If we all buy a stock, if the majority of people buy a stock in the world, the stock goes up. If the majority of people sell the stock in the world, it goes down. So how do we understand stocks and how can we predict the stock market? Is that we all learn the fundamentals, the same rules, support, resistance, trend lines, certain patterns, etc. Right? So once we get our same rules, our same fundamentals, now we can apply them. We can apply them on how we want to trade, and then we can apply them by how everyone else is going to trade. I tell you guys this a lot. When you guys sit down every single morning, it's not what do I want to play today. It's what is everyone else going to want to play today. Because I need to get outside of myself to be able to say to myself, all right, where's everyone else? Where's the volume going to go? It doesn't matter if I like a play. It doesn't matter if you may like one play. I'm one person. You're one person. Guess what? That doesn't, make a stock jump up and down. That doesn't make a stock, go on a move. We need to understand where everyone else is going to go, as that's going to show us where the predictability is going to be. So with that being said, let's start applying this a little bit. Guess what? We wake up, FCSC is the only stock with a press release. Only stock with a press release. So guess what? Everyone wakes up, they see FCSC moving a little bit. Now the mob starts moving into it. It starts getting higher and higher and higher and higher. For what reason? Just because A, it did have a press release, but then two, hey, this is the only stock moving. Hey, I didn't play anything yet today. Everyone's making money. That guy made $100. That guy made $500. That guy made $1,000. I'm gonna buy into it now. Yeah, I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna buy it. And a whole bunch of people start buying in on it just because, hey, you know what? It's moving up. Why not? And that's what we like to see. The mob starts climbing, climbing, climbing. Now, we know that the mob, the majority of people, the mob you could say stands for the majority of buyers. They start all going to FCFC, right? Now, this is where we start being a little bit ahead of the mob. We start saying to ourselves, all right, the mob right here, guess what? We can kind of predict what's going to happen next. We know that FCSC has a lot of strong resistance right at 330. The majority of sellers, or the majority of people that are in on this play, know what? Know that this play is going to most likely sell off at around 330. Right? Why? Because again, old patch starts spiking, highs right here, old resistance right here at this 330 mark. So we know as we come up to 330, we're probably going to start seeing a little bit of selling. So with that being said, we don't want to be part of the mob, and we don't want to be buying at the top right here at 330. Obviously, that's going to be very bad for us. If we just buy at 330, we're just going to end up losing. Where a lot of the traders are saying, oh my gosh, this is going to keep on going, 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 when it's most likely not, right? So it's just going to keep on going, 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 when it's most likely not, because we already hit this main line right here of 330. So I just want to put this right here just so you guys all see that. Bada boom, right up towards, again, that 330 mark, which is right here. And again, of course, right here. So very easy, very nice to see. Now, once we start seeing that, what do I start saying to myself? All right, where is the mob going to shift to? Right? Where's the mob going to shift to next? Because they're hungry, right? I think of the mob as basically that group of birds on Finding Nemo that's just mine, mine, mine. That all they're doing is, trying to find, that next fish, that next thing to eat. They just follow each other. So I said to myself, all right, what else is moving on up? FLKS was the number 2 or number 3 top gainer of the market. And you know where we were? We were inside this consolidation period right here. So FLKS, if we want to break this down really quickly, first off, we do have a nice red to green move. We have a little consolidation, nice breakout. We established some top resistance right here at 70 cents. We come back down, bounce off the VWAP. We have nice support at 66 cents. Now, FLKS already hit its sell target, right? FLKS already hit its sell target up towards around that 330 mark. Now, what time does this start spiking? 950, right? 949, 950. Now, FCSC, since it already hit its sell target and now starts coming on down, what time does this start dumping? 950. Look at this is the biggest red candle of the day right here. 951 drops all the way down, 952. What is going on? Everybody is getting out of FCSC because they start seeing FLKS start spiking, right? So FLKS starts getting the mob attention. Everyone who was just in FSC, you guys know, FCSC, guess what happens? Someone runs in, imagine it, like someone runs into a door, like a big house, and someone's like, everybody, FLKS is now spiking, get out of here, and the whole FCSC party just runs out and runs and shoots over to FLKS, right? So everyone says, oh my gosh, I thought FCS was going to be the best play. Nope, not anymore. Now it's FLKS. So now FCS starts crashing all the way down, and FLKS starts getting all the volume on up, right? And that's just basically people that are money hungry chasing back and forth. The mob is the big group of traders that are going to push stocks up and down. We just need to understand where they're going to move to next. And if we can predict where they're going to move to next, we're going to be able to make money. So for me, I didn't want to chase FCSC because I knew it already hit its sell target. So I was waiting for this stock to dump, and right when I saw this dump, that's when I pulled the trigger on FLKS because I'm saying to myself, hey, everyone's going to come over here now just because they see FCS is dumping. They're going to say, what's moving? FLKS is now spiking, and now it's spiked all the way up towards around 76, 75 cents. So that's how I was able to know that this big push was going to come just from FCS crashing at the same time FLKS. Now you may be saying, well, Dek, how can you figure that out? How can you know, where the mob is going to go up to, where the mob shift's going to be? A lot of times, guys, you could just look at the top gainers of the day, right? You could just look at the top gainers of the day, and if you have, let's say FCSC is the number 1 play, right? And just look at the next top 3. Right, look at BPTH, ATAI, PRPO, and find the one that's most related to it within the price range. And also, again, which one has the best news or chart setup coming on up. You can also look at the float. So, we had FCSC at the top right here, and then we had FLKS as the number 3 play right here. BPTH, you're not going to get a mob shift into BPTH from a $2 stock. This one's all the way up at $22. So FCS went from 330 to FLKS, which is 70 cents. It's again, still, relatedly close in that small price. And what happened? We got the nice play, nice rip. So I was able to make $199. I'm rounding that up to $200 right there. And was able to really bounce back. So, absolutely awesome. I was fired up about that trade. I want to make sure that all you guys understand that trade. And you guys got a full, basically, again, you comprehend and understand why I pulled the trigger right here. FLKS is coming back on down at this time. Awesome chart pattern, no news, nice mob shift, and just got, some nice easy profit. As always, something that fires me up even more than me making money is, of course, the team making money. And that's the best thing. Profit chat is absolutely filled. O-Invest 2,000, 119, 335, 230. There's my 200, 280, 150, 150, 250, 355. You guys were absolutely killing it. And again, profit chat, there's so many more, but obviously I just can't go through every single person again. But, you guys enjoy those profits. Happy Money Monday. Awesome work today. And super happy for what the rest of the week is going to be bringing us. Awesome work over here on Tradecaster.